Hey guys, welcome back. I want to be doing something very different today. There's this channel that I follow that has like a lot of deep meanings in it, and it's like asking strangers what did they miss most about themselves, grief, death, love, all different types of topics. And I just watched a video from that channel, which I'll leave down below in the description, that was talking about describing your first love. So I thought I would go over my love story of all of my first loves, because my first loves are all very different. So my first crush ever was on this guy, Benj. I don't know if I should call them by their actual names. I'll just use their first letter of their name. I had this crush on B. B-E. I'll just say B-E. Or B-N. I had a crush on B-N, in preschool. And apparently, I don't remember doing this, but I asked him to marry me over the phone. I proposed to him. And I think he said yes, but I moved away once I started kindergarten, so never saw him again. I wonder how he's doing though today. Don't have any pictures of him. Like, I might have some somewhere, but I don't know where they are. And then in elementary school, from like kindergarten to like second grade, I had this massive crush on this guy named T. And me and this girl at like his birthday party literally got into like a fist fight over this man. I have some pictures of him. I don't know if I'll include pictures of these people, but I might. If I do, they'll be like throughout while I'm talking about them. So I had a crush on him for a while. We never ended up dating. I don't think we kissed or anything like that, because I don't remember that, but I remember I wrote a song about him. That song is long gone. I don't know where it is. But I had a crush on him from kindergarten to like second grade, but then I went to a different school and never saw him again. And I still had a crush on him up until like 5th grade, even like 2 years later, after having not been around him. And we're Facebook friends now, and I don't think he knows any of this, so it's just like really funny. And then I also had a crush in between that, from like maybe 3rd grade to 5th grade or so, like that. I had this friend B, so not B-N, but this is B. And I went to school with him. We were neighbors. We lived right down the hall from each other. And one time I kissed him and he ran home crying to his mom. And we used to get bullied all the time at school. People were thinking that we were like into each other. That was just a fiasco. I don't talk to him anymore though, which is kind of sad because we were very good friends. And then my first proper crush was on this guy E. I'll call him E. And he had a massive crush on me for like a year before I had a crush on him. So we met in 5th grade, and I started having a crush on him in 6th grade. And I had a crush on him from like 6th grade to my freshman year of high school, so from 6th grade to 9th grade. And then we dated at the very end of my freshman year and the entirety of my sophomore year. And we broke up shortly after. We broke up the summer before my junior year. And at the time, I thought he was my first love, because like I was like 14, 15 at the time, and it was epic for what it was. I was very in love with him and what I thought love was like, what love was. And this was before I discovered anything about my sexuality. This was before I came out as gay. And this was like 6-7 years ago, so it was a very long time ago. And then I had crushes on various people on my fencing team in high school. I had crushes on like 4 people on the fencing team. Yeah, like 4. Only one of them I ended up dating. There was this person named D who I had a crush on, and that ended very horribly, and don't want to get into that because that's all the past. I low-key asked out one of the other people. I forget what his name is. I think it starts with an H. And then there was this other guy that started with an E, I think. I asked if he had a girlfriend, like E. I asked E if he had a girlfriend, and I asked H for his number. But I don't think he gave it to me, like, from what I remember. And then, so after all that, I fell in love with this girl, M, who was on my fencing team. Things were very, very complicated for us. But she is my first true love. And it was a very complicated journey. So our junior year of high school, we were in the same year. Our junior year of high school, we fell in love with each other, but because sexuality and religion and our families weren't, it was just very complicated. We didn't start dating until a few months into our senior year of high school, and then we broke up like a month or like 2 months before graduation. So we were dating for like 6 months in high school, and then 7 months later, in my freshman year of college, we got back together, and we were together for 3.5 years, and we broke up in April of this year. And that love, her love, lives within me still. I still cry thinking about her. Like, I am always going to love her, even if we don't end up together. And people made a lot of good points that your first love is like an epic romance, that usually you don't end up with that person. And that might be the case here. I hope it is not. Oh, I also forgot someone else too. I also dated this guy C for a month, but I don't count him because I literally didn't have feelings for him, like, at all. But yeah, I was with this girl M for a very long time, and it was an all-consuming love. Like, all-consuming to the point of codependency, to the point of obsession on both of our ends. Like, we were literally attached at the hip. And we literally could not keep our hands off of each other. And I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean that in a, like, we always had to be touching. Like if our shoulders were touching, our sides were touching, or we had to be holding hands or just cuddling. Like, it was very special. And I still can't help but smile when I think about her, even though our breakup was very, very messy. She is still an amazing person. Like, we helped each other survive through a lot of things. We helped each other through trauma. We helped each other through experiencing death. Like, she helped me through the death of my grandmother, through the death of 2 of my cats, and I helped her through the death of one of her dogs and one of her rats, and I helped her through all of her family issues, and she helped me through all of my family issues, and she is the person I thought I would be with forever. Like, I truly 100% believe she's my soulmate. And even if we never get back together, she will always be my soulmate, and she'll always be my person. And I truly believe that she is the love of my life. Like, I gave her a promise ring, and we talked about getting engaged, and we started planning our wedding, we planned our children's names, and we planned our future, where we want to live and how we would want to live, and all this stuff. And it was it was a very, very epic romance. Like, I know I keep saying that, but like, I don't know how to describe it. It was something very special and something very near and dear to my heart. Like, that relationship and her will always have a very special place in my heart, no matter what happens in the future. Like, we've been separated for almost 6 months now, but like, I still love her a lot. But she's literally one of the greatest people I've ever met. She's kind, funny, intelligent, creative. Even if she doesn't like to admit that about herself, she's an extremely beautiful person inside and out. And I have nothing but the utmost respect and care for her, and I just want every good thing in the world for her, because that's how much I love her. I just want her to be happy and healthy. One of her guinea pigs passed away recently, and all I wished I could do was like to be there for her, because she is very attached to her animals. That's one of the things that I love about her, is of how caring of a person she is. And she recently graduated college, and she is doing an internship, and I'm just seeing all this stuff from afar. Like, I'm supporting her from afar. I've tried to reconciliate things with her, but that hasn't worked, but that's okay. I'm not going to go into detail about anything. But yeah, I've just been watching her from afar and supporting her from afar, and I just want her to be happy, healthy, and safe, and that's really all I care about. But I became part of the family, which is part of the reason our breakup hurt so much, is because I was considered a part of the family from everyone in their family. Like, I was like her aunt. I would call her Aunt P. And then like, her parents treated me like a second daughter, and her cousins treated me like I was their cousin, and her brothers acted like I was like their sister-in-law. So I don't know. It was just a very all-consuming, codependent, obsessive relationship. And that does sound very negative, but it was beautiful. And I can't help but smile thinking about it, because there was so many amazing things we did together. We went and saw Dan and Phil on tour. We went to 2 concerts together. We went on road trips together. We went on, we had planned on going to visit my family down in Florida, but we had to cancel the trip because of COVID, and we went to 2 concerts, but we planned many more concerts. Like, we were going to go see Dodie, but we couldn't go there because with traveling, and our parents didn't feel comfortable with us going to Brooklyn. We were supposed to see Cave Town, but she was very sick the day we were supposed to go see Cave Town. Like, we had tickets to these shows, and we went and saw Lainey and Fletcher together. And then more recently, I bought tickets to Lav, but his concert got canceled because of COVID. And then I also bought tickets to Alec Benjamin for us, but we're not together anymore, so I'm not going with her. But that concert is on the 8th, and I'm going with my mom. And we did a lot of good things like that. I've gone to her college, she's gone to my college, she's met all of my friends. She she's met my grandmother before my grandmother passed away and got to know her very well, and we spent Thanksgiving dinners with our families. For almost 7 years, I celebrated every single New Year's with her. Like the past 6 years or so, she's slept over my house every year on New Year's Eve, and I don't know, it was just very, it was very beautiful. And even though there's a lot of pain and a lot of heartbreak, I can't help but smile when I think of that relationship and when I think of her, because that's just the way she affects me. But now I'm in a new relationship with this girl, Elle. I'll call her Elle. And we've been together for almost 2 months, and she's really great. Like, I met her in person, and she's very... Oh, also, like, one more thing about M is she's an artist, extremely talented. Go support her work. Not that I'm going to link it, but, like, she deserves all the recognition in the world, and she wants to be a comic book writer, and she 1000% will be, because she's just that talented. But back on Elle. She's really great too. She has a bunch of cats that I love, and she has awesome friends who I love, like R and W are very good, and J and what was the other guy's name? J and M were also two very nice friends. And she has very great family members who love me. Like her sister. I won over the sister so easily. And I'm definitely not going to include a picture of like her, because like she likes her relationships private, so I'm not going to include a picture of her. But I have written poems about her, and I've written poems about M, and I've featured both of them on my photography Instagram, because I just want to capture both of their beauty. And I very much care about Elle, and I love and care for her, and I want the best things in the world for her, and I would do anything for her. But it's a very different type of love compared to, like, my love with M. But that's not a bad thing. It's a much healthier relationship because it's not codependent, it's not as obsessive, it's a more mature relationship, I feel like. But it's too soon to say about love and in love and the future, because I don't really want to think that way about people anymore, because I was so hurt. Like, I of course want to fall in love, but I don't want to plan out the future. I just want to go how things take me. You know what I mean? I also had some flings after breakup, so after M, but before L. Not gonna talk about that. That's all I'm gonna say. There were only 2. But I talked to a lot of people. Oh gosh, I went through a mini H phase. I'm not gonna use the word because of YouTube guidelines, but yeah. And I'm just very happy, and I'm going to Elle's Halloween party. My friend Tierney is helping me make the costume, and that's definitely going to be included in the vlog. Maybe I might make it a vlog of its own, but I don't know. Love is something that's very complicated, but it's also something that could be extremely beautiful in its own right. You know? But yeah. Alright, I love you guys.